Good afternoon, traders. How is everyone today? Welcome to Awesomecallstrading.com live webinar recap. Just came in the room about 45 minutes ago. The Great Dark Side had run it along with Gianni and Fire. I did take three trades when I came in. We caught this MXR off the halt, and we had to wait quite a few. And we nailed it here. We went long market order and popped it. I was able to get 60 cents on that pop. I got in just perfect, in and out. Only played 100 shares. The volume is really thick up here. I do think it has potential if it curls around. We are looking for the 890 area to take it long. And there's a gap to fill around 10, but it needs to curl around first. Until then, I think it's just filling this gap off this flag, but it needs to get a buyer in there to take it up here. Okay, and then we got an alert from V Gupta. He's been in our room for about, I think, 2 or 3 years. He gave us this nice alert here about Cheddar, and I waited for the pull pack. I went long around here, I believe 92.51, and I was waiting for a pop to 94 on it, and I sold just underneath the 94 area. I made about $80 on this one with 100 shares. So I was really happy with this trade, and I got the 94, and it turned out it went even higher after I sold it to 94.50. So, and I'm currently in NVIDIA right now long. I have an average right now of 200 shares at 145.44, and I'm holding that right now. And I'll give it a little bit of room to add. I may overnight. I may sell 100 shares, take the hit if it goes down, or add 50 more shares, hold overnight, and sell the gap in the morning. I know it'll take some of my buying power away in the morning, but I'm going to see how it plays out since I made money on those two trades. Right? Those are the three trades I took. What we played today was just a phenomenal day today. I specifically played TDD. The market was gapping down. Obviously, one of the big plays of the day was Tesla. Tesla was getting just a bunch of negative news this morning, just over and over and over. And um, when this thing started to coil around off the bottom and break through that flag, this would have been a beautiful long at 185. And I'm sure some of you did play it in pre-market, whether you're telling us after the fact or whatever. Anyway, to me, um, I got in the room, and the first thing I did was I told traders I like the 195 to short for quick money. Now it's really hard, and because you cannot do market orders, at least on my platforms, on in pre-market, it has to be limit orders, and it's really difficult when something's moving to do it. So for me, TD does not allow shorting. Don't ask me why, but they just don't allow Tesla to short. But a lot of platforms like IB and Fidelity and others ones do. This one was able to pull down 4 points. So this was the first short call that I gave on Tesla. Um, then the news was circulating that an email, the reason why it was moving was because an email was being circulated that Elon was mentioning that the stock, that they were going to really beat on their numbers or their cars or whatever, and they were going to shock the world with their numbers. Well, that creates, now you got uncertainty in the stock, and nobody wants to short the stock because if the analysts are wrong, this stock's going to rip, and this is what it looks like, and you don't want to get caught short in something like that. The beauty of it, and this is where I've been training with Janny Moore in our room for about 5 or 6 years, and I've listened to his class and I've watched him trade over the years. And one of the things that he teaches in his class is just watching that topping. And he is we call him the art of the short in the room. And, you know, to me, this was topping. This was a typical pattern that he looks for. And now I look for it. It's part of my, you know, my forte when I'm working trading in the morning. I look for that topping area, and so I immediately told the traders in the room I would be shorting at 199. Okay, I'd short the 199. Now I did go above it a little bit, but I told traders don't worry, give it a little bit of room. But I think it will go. If it hits 200, don't be worried about it. I think in the end, the stock is going to come back down and pull to the 191 area. Um, so or under. And it was really a beautiful short. So this trade had to be coached in the room in a sense that I was like, I was a little late to the opening bell because I kept telling traders, take, take. It should come down more. Take, take. One of our traders in here, Ricky Trader, took size on this one this morning, and he's an incredible technical trader. He used to be a mod in another room. He has come in here just to trade. He doesn't, and it was a large room he was in. He came over here and he asked, I love the way you trade. I love the mods in your room. I want to be a part of it, but I don't want to be a mod. I just want to be a trader and make money. And I believe in the last 24 days he's been here, he's made over $64,000. This one today, he made over $23,000. He took Tesla short, was his big trade this morning with size, and he nailed it to the downside. And he covered, I think, at 188. It was a really good trade. And for the room, it was a really good trade. Then it bottom curled and broke through this flag right here at 190, and you had to go long again. And you could chase it back to 199. And you could tell they really held that 199 today. So it was a really great play, pre-market and opening bell on the short. And then those that couldn't short could go long. I took Tesla. I I made only 100. I was up over 200 and something dollars, but I gave back. I tried to attempt it 3 times and actually lost on the trade. And so I mostly gave back most of my money on it and netted about $100, if that. So it was a kind of a shame because I just kept revenge trading it because I wanted to break out. But hey, I was playing with smaller size and I just kept giving it back. And I finally said, all right, it's eating away from my morning profits. Nothing I can do. So, um, but others did very, 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 very well. So it was a great trade to the upside. If you chased it, even you got that money. Another trade that we did in the room, which is really cool, which was one of my favorites today, was LB. I trade this one with size this morning. This is my money maker. LB had amazing, not amazing, but they had pretty good earnings on our list. Um, and it was being bought up pretty aggressive after hours yesterday. And this is really important. When you have a flag that's holding up the previous day on earnings and you're sitting at the 24 level, you need to recognize that. Okay, that's really important as a day trader to understand that what investors were willing to pay for the stock. So I have a feeling that we're going to have all these bag holders that are going to want to cash out. So no matter how much it was holding up, it wasn't enough volume for the bag holders because they were going to be able to take it down. Because if this was thicker than what the bag holders have been holding, then it would have been different. Then it would have shot right out of the gate. But to me, when I looked at this trade, I said to myself, you know what? This is going to pull at the open. In spite of how good the numbers looked, I wanted to look at the pull at the open. And so I actually told traders, wait for the pull. And you know what I told them? You're gonna be shocked when you see that what I asked. I told the traders, uh, look for LB to hit 22 area. See it? If this hits 22, go long and bounce it to 24. You see that? I knew what this stock was going to do. You have to give validation on the earnings. Okay, so you can't just say it's going to gap fill because it wasn't. But I knew it was going to give us just a right around that 22 area to go long. Okay, I'm up. As you can see, the video is moving up. It's 145.70. So I'm up on the trade. If you hear me click and stop, that means I'm going to take 100 shares off on a market order, and I'll let the rest ride up. Okay, I have 200 shares on an average of 14544. Okay, so anyway, there's 22. So anyway, if you go to LB now and just look how we played this. I mean, this was just, I said $22 and it slammed to 22.12. I took about 1,000 shares. I was ready to go and I ripped it. It was the happiest trade I've done in a while because I knew where it was going to go. Anyway, the stock ended up going to $24 in just a matter of 8 minutes. So if you were in our room and you hit 500 shares or 1,000, guess what? It would have been a big moneymaker for you. It was one of the most funnest trades. And you know what made this thing so fun? I knew where it was going to go. I knew it was going to go to 24, at least 23 to 24. And I was so proud of this trade. And then it peaked at 25 and just coming down on grinding out. And there's the flag. You see what I told you about the flag? See this flag right here? So remember I keep telling you that yesterday to recognize that? Now look where it's staying. It's staying in the same flag zone. See it? A lot of you don't see those things, those little things to tell you what a stock's going to do and how to trade it out. Well, I do. And I share it with the traders in the room. It's all about education to let them know, look for this, look for this. Okay? The next trade that we did was NATAP. And all of you will not trade NATAP in your chat room. And the reason why you won't trade it is because, again, unfortunately you're with maybe a mentor or whatever you want to call them, a trader that just not versatile in the market, doesn't trade the entire market, doesn't trade earnings, and this is an earnings play. So you won't trade a stock like that, unfortunately. I'm sorry, what was that? Watch that 890 on Maxar traders. If you're long it, I think it might rip. Okay, so I want to show you the NATAP trade right here, and what I was doing on that was NATAP had their earnings were not too impressive, and they missed on guidance. Their guidance was pretty low. And so what I felt NATAP would do was I thought it would sell off to 58 and 59. And then I said shorts will come in and cover 3 to 4 points. So watch that 58, 59 level and start easing into the stock. Okay. So that was the trade that I wanted to do on that one. Okay, I'm currently up $80.04 on my NVIDIA trade. I'm up $89.44 now. I'm up $100. I'm going to sell half. I just sold half. Okay. So I'm letting the rest ride through 146 per my sake. Okay. And I'll get the rest. Okay. So again, my long entry was 145.44. 145.44. I gave it to the room. I told the room what I wanted, and I'm looking for 146. I have 200 shares. I just sold 100 up here, and I'm waiting for the rest through 146 pop, and I'll be out. Okay, so there's that trade. And going back to the recap. So after reading the report, I felt the stock was going to go, hold on, excuse me for a second. I need to make money because I'm AJ Trader. All right, it's 145.98, 145.96. It's almost there. I just took it at 146. Now it's 146.03. This is what it's like to trade in a room like this. If you're having a bad day and you need to make $100, I will find it for you. But you have to execute the trade. You cannot be afraid of it. You cannot. Again, when you're trading with a professional day trader, he can see these moves that you can't see. He understands what the market's doing. He understands there's going to be a bounce in there, right? So my selection was NVIDIA. And as you can see, if you were in the room and you took it with me right here at 145.44 and you held and you had 200 shares, okay, you just made 56 cents on one trade. All right, times 200 shares. Okay. All right, I'm done with NVIDIA now. If it pulls again to 145 level, all right. Usually when I get out, I tend to get out early, which means the stock will probably go to 146.50 and then probably hit the 147. All right. You can apply your technical analysis to the chart if you wish. That's why it's probably seen a nice breakout on your EVWAPs and EMAs, which is fine. For me, I don't need to see it. I just felt this grind right here would be bought up, and it did. And of course, you could say whenever I sell early, it still keeps moving. Okay. All right. So let's go back to NATAP. So NATAP, what I wanted to do was simply go. I wanted to take some long at 59. See how the pull to 59 right here? And then I said give it room to 58. So you would have a 58.60 average. Then I said it would curl around 3 to 4 points. 58, 59, 60, 61. You see how I indicated how many points it would pop? NATAP would go 3 to 4 points to the upside off the bottom. Okay, NVIDIA now is 146.38, 146.38. Everyone in the chat room could have been making money right now. And I'm sure a lot of you wish that you were in the room when we just took that call at 145.44 entry. Stock is now 146.33. Almost 1 full point on the trade. And again, here it is again. Just a simple trade. Look, there's 1 point right there. See it? 1 point, 146.44. If I had held, I would have made a full $200. Okay, NATAP again. Okay, so we did NATAP. The next trade we did was a stock called Boeing. I don't know if you ever traded Boeing in your life, but we love Boeing. Market was pulling down and gapping down. All right, massive gap down right here. You see it? 348 from 353. Then it yanked at the open. I told traders in this chat room, start taking Boeing. Market is pulling. Negative vibe out there still in the 737s. I said, watch for the pull. You see that? I did not say long the open. I said, watch for the pull to 340 through to 343. It will pop 5 to 7 points. 342 to 343. All right, it will pop 5 to 7 points. I even said if it pulls even more, don't panic. So as an option trader, if you take 343, you could say, okay, I'm going to buy 350 calls. If it pulls at the open, I'm buying 350 calls. Okay, so you can make 300% on your money. All right. If you're an equity trader, you take 100, 200 shares. I like to play Boeing with 100, 150 shares. And I like to get 2-3 points real quick and be done with it. And then I go back in it, I play it some more because the stock has range. Now I'm going to show you the trade. All right, Boeing. Again, I specifically said look for the pull at the open. I did not say long the open. I said pull the open. Here's your 342, and there's your 343. So if you would have bought at 342 or 343, now you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, 6, 7. If you take 343 and go 7 points, that's 350. Guess what? You got what you wanted, a 7-point trade. Okay? Now I want you to understand how this call is developed. The market's down 300 points. The market pulls, starts dropping another 100 more. AJ's buying the weakness. AJ's telling everyone to buy the weakness. AJ's guiding people and traders to buy the weakness. Okay? Because you have to understand, Boeing isn't going to zero. Boeing's not going to go to 335 today. Boeing's not going to go to 320. Boeing's going to find stability. You can do it off the VWAP, off the EMA, whatever you feel comfortable with. For me, the price target was 342. And if you look, the accuracy of the call, I missed it by about, what, 80 cents on a $350 stock? Are you kidding me? That's pretty damn good. And if you're into day trading, this is the kind of trade that will pay your bills for the rest of your life. All right? Just have to know the move before the move and why. The next trade I had was TDD. Now, TDD was another gap down this morning because the market was pulling. This was one of my favorite stocks to do. You see how the stock was pulling down? So I told the traders, watch for the stock to pull at the open. Now, my price target at the open on the pull was going to be 192. I really wanted 192. If I can get that, I can go back to 199, 197 to 199. So that's about 198. So I'm looking 192 to 198. You see where my targets are? All right, because we closed at 198.90 yesterday. So I'm thinking I could probably get right in between there at 198 if I can get 192. Gapping down, I would love to see it open and pull to 192 and under, bottom curl, and go back to 198. Okay? So remember the number 198. You ready? Bell opens, Ding, 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 ding. You sit tight and you just wait. Wait for it to come. Hit those price targets. All right. So the bell opened. It came down to 193. You see that? But guess where it stopped? Ding, 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 ding. Look at the 198 target. You see that? This is what you will get every day in this great chat room. The accuracy, pinpoint where it's going to go and why. You want to see something even more fantastic? Remember I said the 192 target? Look where it hit on the bottom, 192.25. Isn't that cool? Just like my NVIDIA call. I walk in the room, I need to make $100, not a problem. Now look at NVIDIA. This is live right now as I'm recording this webinar. So any trader, when I give a trade to a trader, usually I get in a little bit, probably too soon. I'm always kind of known for that. And I usually wait for a downside on it, then I add to it. So even at my entry right here at 145, see it right here, 145.44, it pulled all the way down. So somebody could have got 145.37, 25, and now look at it. See it? It's almost 147 while I'm talking to you. This is almost a 2-point trade during the webinar. And why? Because NVIDIA didn't do anything wrong. Why are they being punished today? If Boeing's going to retreat and come back, right, to 350. So what I try to do, see it, look, it keeps going. That's almost 147. That's 3 points almost from my entry. No reason any trader could be rigged. You could just pull the trigger and put 100 shares and make $60. But a lot of you are deer in headlights. You just stare at it and go, I wish I could have got here. I wish I could. By the time you're done wishing, stock ran another dollar because you don't understand the big move. Now, if I wasn't doing this webinar, I would have simply stayed in the trade, probably did bigger size, and just took pieces on the way up. Okay? Stock is now $147 a share from 145.41. And now it keeps going. All right, so let's go to another one. Okay, another trade that we did this morning was we did HTHT. This was a fun trade today. I really enjoyed this trade. Now this one is you really have to understand earnings. You have to really get involved and read the report. Okay. NVIDIA is now 147.23, almost 3 points from my entry. 3 points. So I had 200 shares. I could have made 600 on that trade. Anyway, but you know what? Nobody holds the whole move. Let's be real. You just take money on the way up, right? I mean, that's the principle of trading. Don't be greedy. 50 cents to a dollar. Preach what I teach. Okay, HTHT was a really good trade today. What we wanted to do was pretty much just do a gap fill on this one. Not a full gap fill. Earnings were not that great, but not enough to justify the pull down here as the market cap was decreased quite a bit. So what I told traders to do was start to buy the stock at 31.40, 31.50 area. I felt the stock would go to $33 a share and then sell off. And the reason why was I wanted to show you a little trick of the trade. It's like my little secret sauce. Okay. You see how earnings came out yesterday? All right. See the earnings pull? Guess where it stopped? Look closely. See that 33 level? Okay. Those are indicators for me. You don't know that. I know that. And those are nice indicators. Those tell me the stock where levels it could hit before it starts to come down. Okay. So I look at those very closely, and I've been trading for 16 years, so I spot those very, very easy in the morning. Okay. So I just look at the previous day and go, oh, I see that. Okay. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell traders the stock has room to 33, and then we're going to short it. You don't believe me? Watch what I wrote. Ready? HTHT. HTHT. Earning miss. Gapping down 3. I would long at 31.40. The stock will push to 33 and then fade. Okay? Again, I reiterate 33, 33, 33. Okay? Are you ready? Ding, 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 ding. You're long here, 1,000 shares. Guess what? 33. Missed it by 4 cents. This is what it's like trading in here. Okay. And then what I did this morning for everyone in the room is I took the time to explain in detail why I saw what I saw. And that's really important when you're educating a trader. So they feel that confident level where they can go in and size in. Okay. I'm going to give you another trade before I knock off here. I want you to look at Nates. Nates is one of, now I want you to write this down. This is one of my favorite stocks to trade when the market is yanking 200-300 points. The range is always there, and it usually typically gap fills. Now, the test didn't do anything, right? They're a great company, all these upgrades, they've done nothing wrong, but the market's gapping down 300. When the market gaps 300, the test will gap down 8 to 10 points. What does that mean? It gives range to the traders in Awesome Calls Trading, all right? And range is everything. Range is 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 points, 12 points. That gives a trader 50 shares, 100 shares to make $200, $300. You make $250 a day in here. That's $12.50 a week. Okay, um, that's $6,000 a month income. Now, if you're working part-time job making three, you're making $9,000 a month to live, and all you need to do is make 250. So what I try to provide is a decent range play, so somebody can go in with 50 shares or 80 shares or 75 shares or 100 shares with $20,000 buying power and rip 2-3 points and get paid. Okay, that's all you need. You just need the setup, and then you execute the trade. Okay, just so you know, NVIDIA is almost a 3-point trade. See it? See how it just keeps moving up? See the 40? Now remember now, I had 145.44. Look at it now, 147.33. There it is. Now watch it hit the 4. It's moving up. There's 36, right? A little seller here at 35. This is almost a 3-point live trade in the room from down here. Isn't that gorgeous? It's beautiful. Oh, okay. So on the test, I told the traders in the chat room, look for the test to open up and pull, all right, at the open on the test, right here, the test. No MMs on it yet. In other words, there's no market makers even trading on the stock. But when it opens, guess what? I've estimated the stock's going to pull to 252 right at the open. And then you're going to get 5 to 7 points to the upside. So 252 plus 7 is what? 253 plus 7 is what? Once that bottom crow hits, you're going to get 7 points. You don't believe me? Why do you think I'm so specific on what I want? Okay, hold on. I want to see NVIDIA. NVIDIA just hit 3 full points off my entry. You see it? 147.50. So let's just say you're in our room and you missed the entry. You still could have chased it, and you missed the entry. You still could have chased it, and you missed the entry. You still could have chased it. You know what fear of missing out is? Here's a fear of missing out trader. Should I go long now? Is this a good entry? You know? And my first question to the trader is, why is 147.50 more attractive now than 145.40? What makes it so attractive? All right? Anyway, that's a beautiful trade. Wow. Video. All right, and then test. Okay, so here's the test. Now it pulled at the open. Remember I said, see the gap? There was no market makers on. So I said it was going to yank right at the open. Here's the yank. I wanted 252, hit 253, found the bottom. Now count. 253 plus 7 is what? It's 260. Guess where it hit? 260. See the accuracy of the call? 50 shares, 6 points, $300 for the day. 13,000 buying power. All broken down for you so you understood it. So the next time the market pulls down 400, 500 points, 600 points, I have my breed of trades, my Natesses, the TDDs, the shops, the ANETs, the Boeings, the Natesses, the NATAPs, and I'm going to nail them every time. All right. So anyway, that is today's live recap webinar. I'm happy that you were able to trade NVIDIA in on here. Actually, actually I keep saying 3 because I keep thinking it's 144. Somebody just pointed out, AJ, that's 2. Yeah, you're right. It's 2 points. But anyway, I got what I wanted anyway, so I'm happy. But yeah, if you, I think what I'm thinking is if you took 200 shares, right? So at 2 points, it's a $400 trade right there. So, and I always sell too early. Remember, I sold at 146 right here, right there. That was me. But I wish I could have stayed. Could have, would have, should have. But hey, other people got the trade. Anyway, thank you for joining us today. It was a great day in Awesome Calls Trading. I really enjoyed today. You could tell the smile on my face. I had so much fun. Put together a really good list today. Two things that did not work today was really disappointing was nets. It did not break down like I thought it would. I thought it would just gap fill back to 180. They held it up all day. And I believe there was one other stock that didn't do exactly what I wanted. It was YY. YY did not fill a $62, $63 pull at the open. It only went to 64. So that's unacceptable. I felt bad because it just ended up small pop and grinded for the day. It was really, it was like square today. Very little range in it. But anyway, take those two out of the 12 calls, and I believe 13 calls, and I believe I was 85 or 87% accurate today on my calls. And I look forward to doing this tomorrow. Thank you. God bless. Be good. Click here. I'll see you tomorrow. 25 bucks for a day, 100 for a week, and you can follow us on Twitter. You can see the hundreds and hundreds of reviews that come in. Just traders from all over just doing extremely well and putting out videos, recaps, ideas, thoughts. Uh, Mark Sky, give him props, does these webinars almost every other day for you to learn from a technical side. Really great trader in here. Uh, really happy. Fire Trader was on fire this morning. I'll just give you a little sample what Fire did this morning. He did about a half dozen loans trades today, but Cena and WB were his babies today. I mean, he nailed these just absolutely stunning off these pullbacks and just with size up to the upside on both of them. Well done, well executed, and he gave those out. Nice alerts. Anyway, thank you so much. And I believe also Netflix was the great dark side. He nailed it to the downside. He bought massive puts on these, and just I think he bought a house or a car with his money today. I mean, he really cleaned house, and he told the room what he was doing. And I believe also in Discord. And please join Discord. He's in there along with the mods. You must give an email or at least a Twitter feed so he can contact you. If you do not, then he'll throw you out of the room. I wouldn't want you in there if you can't even tell us who you are. And if you're in another chat room, he's going to find out anyway because he sees what you're doing. But this is Discord, just over, I believe, 1125 in there. So feel free to go in there. You can join. It's for free. But again, he will require some sort of evidence of who you are. And if you can't do that, then he'll throw your ass out. So it's really important that you participate because we want to see what we can do to help you. You're obviously there for a reason. And it's a really good Discord room to chat amongst great traders. Okay, thank you. And I will see you tomorrow.